Recording, yay! Hi, everybody. I hope everyone's had a good weekend. It's Monday here in Wellington, and the sun is shining. See, you can see. It's amazing. So happy the sun is out. It's been a pretty nasty week all last week, and everything's just drying out right now. And I actually have laundry on the line, which is huge. So it is. It's quite nice. So. I'm going to be doing another 3-card draw because it is Monday, so it's a good way to start off the week. Just a quick note. I don't know if anyone else is feeling this way, but I've been feeling very stuck the last week or so, and I think it's just a lot going on in life, really, and how you deal with that. Is really up to you, but because I feel stuck, I feel everyone else around me sort of gets stuck as well. My kids have been retaliating, and it just hasn't been really nice. So what I am going to be doing this week is consciously meditating at least once a day. Even if it's for 10 minutes, it really does help, and it helps me to sort of just focus and clear out my head and just say, look, with the thoughts coming in, they don't need to be there. I know there's things that I need to deal with, and I write them down, but for the most part, it's just crap. It's just crap that just comes in and it needs to go out. It doesn't need to get stuck there and just cycle through and just make me feel like crap physically, because of the fact that your mental side and your physical side are so connected that if you let your mental stuff build up, really there is no way to get it out, and it sort of just gets in your body and it just sits there and it just turns toxic. So this week I will be making it my focus to meditate at least once a day for that 10 minutes. Even if I just use Headspace, or even if I'm in the shower and I can just stand there and let the water just go, wow, that is all I need. It does make a difference. So if anyone else is feeling stuck, please do that. Oh, hi. I have got my cards today. I'm using the old, I don't know if you can see them with the light, the old Rider-Waite deck. As much as I love the ones that I used last week, they needed a rest. So this week I'm just focusing on, things that I'm able to control in my own life. And I think that resonates a lot with other people. Things that we can sort of look at in a way that we can problem solve them, if that makes any sense. So whether that is, with my job, or with my family, or just my life in general, things that I can actually proactively change. That's, I think, why I've started really focus on my meditation, and just giving myself that chance to get on with it. So right, so I've had 3 cards pop out. The first one that came out was the 2 of Wands. Now the 2 of Wands to me is one of those cards that really is about looking outside of yourself and looking outside, and really wanting to do something, really having that itch, that almost that wanderlust, where you're sort of looking at the world and you have these grand ideas of what you want to do and what you want to achieve and where you want to go and what you want to see. It's that idea. The second one, this is always a really sad one for me. I don't like this one at all. It's the 8 of Swords. And I sort of look at it as like an active intuition, because she's blindfolded, right? She's still making her way through all of these actions and still forcing herself to do it. But at the same time, it's really dangerous and it's really dreadful to sort of look at this and say, oh my gosh, she's blindfolded and she's tied up and she's only using her senses. She's using her feet. She's using her hearing. She's maybe using her sense of smell and just sort of guiding herself through this. And the things that she's guiding herself through are like, you know, these really big ass swords that could totally just like chop off her head, really. So these actions that she has to navigate through, she has to do it with her intuitive sense. So I've got that, and then I've got the King of Wands. Sorry, no, the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is something that I always see the knights as messengers. They always sort of come in riding on their horse with this great, these great ideas and these great ambitions. You know, they are sort of the message carriers in my idea. But also, depending on, you know, what camp you belong to, are these pyramids or are these mountains? Is he coming away from them, or is he maybe getting you to come with him in those ideas? So it really just depends on what you think. But how I read these, let's get them together. So we've got the Two of Wands. Very simple thought, very, you know, really wanting to make an impact outside of yourself. Really wanting to spread yourself around the world and see these things and embrace all of the things, the ideas from the world. How you do that might be with your intuitive senses. It might be dangerous, this trip, if it is a trip. Sometimes people say that's a trip. Are you going on a trip? It's going to be dangerous. It's not a safe journey. But she's getting through it, isn't she? Very slowly, she's getting through it. And here comes the Knight of Wands at the very end to say, hey, you know what? Here is another great idea that you can do. So lately, in my life at least, I'm very much stuck up in my head. Obviously, these thoughts keep coming into my head, and I see them as these like just noise. I still have to stay off Facebook more, and I think that has something to do with it. So we've got our really wanting to get out there in the world, having to navigate very carefully with our intuition, and at the end of it will come this amazing idea that you may not have thought of yet. It may be somebody. See, I always think of these as people too. Someone might be coming with an idea. It might relate back to something Egyptian for the pyramids or something along those lines. It really just depends on your camp. So that's it, really. That's all I got. These guys. What that means to you, you could take it however you like. How I see it is my attempt at getting myself out there. Doing it very cautiously, doing it very quietly and cautiously, and doing it in a way that feels right to me. You know, my feet are on the ground. I'm using my senses to sort of navigate through what everyone else might be throwing at me. And at the end of it, hopefully, there will be this immense idea that will make a bit of a change. So that's how I see it. So I have been, speaking of getting myself out there, I've actually started putting stuff back on Etsy. I will try and put a link to the shop at the bottom of the little page at the bottom. And right now I'm just going to be doing email readings. I'm going to be working up to doing Skype readings as well. So that will be on there soon. Hopefully by next week I'll get that all sorted. But for now, if you have a question and you want me to do a really basic 3-card pull like this, the link will be down at the bottom and you can get it through Etsy. And yeah, I really hope you do, because I really enjoy doing this, and I really like, I internalize a lot of this crap, to be honest. So if I have other people to work with, it sort of gets me out there, like as I should. It gets me out there very carefully and gets me to a new point with all of these fabulous ideas. And I did want to share one more thing. I'm only at 10 minutes, I think. This beast of rock. A lot of you know about my crazy little crystal collections. I love my rocks, but this one has been with me for a couple weeks now. And it is something, it's a rose quartz that I picked up pretty cheaply from the crystal people out in Petone, because I knew I needed just a big chunk of this stuff. And it has been sitting on top of my cards and sitting at my bedside and been with me for the last couple of weeks. And I highly recommend getting a rose quartz, because you know what? Sometimes you just need a little bit of prettiness in your life. And I think it's really important. So my cards are now in my little scarf with this on top. Very pretty. So this is my prettiness that I'm sharing with you. So go out, see the world, go cautiously, go carefully, use your inner knowledge, and those big ideas will come to you. And I look forward to seeing that messenger at the end of the week. So anyway, that's it for now, and I will see you guys next time. See you next week. If you want a reading, down below, link, Etsy, go there, and I will message you back as soon as I get that. And I will see you guys soon. Mwah. Bye.